Hello everybody, Gail here, Shabby Cottage Studio. I've got a little share with you. This is an ephemera pack that I just recently finished. It is using a file folder as the base, and then I just decided to cover it and to fill it with items, with things, papers that I already have. So there are no digitals that I printed, that I newly printed for this pack. It's all items that I already had somewhere in my folders or in my scrap bins. And I really like the way this turned out. I made it in this configuration because it allowed me to put some larger pieces of ephemera in the pack. So it's approximately 11 inches long and it's about 7.5 inches tall. And there's at least, I know at least 75 different items in here, if not a little bit more, if you count all the little things like tickets and stamps. But there's some folded pockets in there. There's some authentic ephemera. There's some tags. There's just some decorative papers to play with. There's Edith Holden book page in there. There's I've got a number of images of women and or children that make for nice focals, or to use however you wish. So let's get started, and I'll show you what this is all about. This is the front, and this is a paper from Chapter 1, as is this, yes, Chapter 1. And I don't know if you saw my my lace video, the Nery's laces that I received. This is one of the wired ribbons that was in the beautiful pack that Nery sent me, and I wasn't quite sure how to use it. And I remembered this ribbon because it has, to me, kind of a lattice look like you would see out in a garden. And I thought, oh, okay, someone had suggested in the video that they take the wires out and use it as a ribbon. So I pulled this ribbon out. I was going to take the wire out, and I thought, well, let me play with it first. And I actually left it wired because I really like the way it allowed me to manipulate the shape, because I'm not a very good bow tire. On the back of this pack is a lace pocket. And I'll show you what's in the pocket in a moment, but I just wanted you to see the back. The striped papers are from one of my digital kits. I think it's called Cottage Garden or Cottage something. This is just a piece from Ruby and Pearl. Turn this back over. You can just showing you the sides. Okay, so I'm going to untie this. On the bottom here, I've added some sari silk, and I really like this. I didn't have much left, so I used it on this piece. And can you see it's got some little, it's got a little pattern, and there's a little hint of pink in there. And I just really liked the way it looked, so I used it. This folder opens like this. And this is another one of my digital kits. Again, I think it's from the Cottage, whatever the name of that is. It has Cottage in it. I think it's from that kit, as is the stripes here on the bottom. And then I believe this is Chapter 1 paper. If I'm wrong, please forgive me. So let's get right into it. I'm going to take everything out, just like that, just so you can see. I've backed this with, again, some of my lace paper from, I think, that same kit. And then a piece of, now see this, I'm not sure. This is Ruby and Pearl or Roxy Creations. Forgive me, I don't remember. When they're little like that, it just doesn't ring a bell sometimes with me. So On the sides, I have added a gusset on the sides of the pocket so that they can, you see here, so it opens quite a bit. And then, well, let's do what's inside here first. So, let me just, I'll kind of try and start from the back and move forward. So these are some of the large pieces that I have put in the back. And this is chapter 1. I'm pretty sure it's chapter 1. And it's printed on fabric. And it's a piece I already had in my folders. So I thought, well, I am going to put that in the ephemera pack. And then here is that page. It is a Edith Holden page. And let's see what else we have. This is a collage sheet from my my latest, no, not my latest, I think my next, anyway, I don't remember. It was from one of my Tall Skinny kits, the one with all the blues in it. So, sorry, there's too much in my head sometimes. I can't remember all the names. That's what happens when you get old. Everything starts to mix up in there. Let's see. And then I've got, this is some kind of certificate, I think. It's French. Here is an original. This is so thin. It came apparently from some kind of ledger. 1903, if I'm reading that correctly. I believe it is French, but some of the writing has spread a little bit, so there's like an aura around a lot of the letters, so it's difficult to read, but it's beautiful. I've added, if I can open this, this is from my antique French book, 1700s rag paper. This is from a vintage vocabulary book. And this is from a book of poems. It's just a page out of the book. And I'm not quite sure the date on the book. I couldn't find it in the book. This is from a very old Bible. I believe it was 1700s. It was quite falling apart. As you can see, the papers are so soft, and I love the colors on them. And I believe it's German, but don't quote me on that. I've put in a vintage shorthand page, some more antique French book, rag paper, 1700s. It's called The Retired Gardener. And then here's from another one of my antique French books. This one I was able to get it out as a small signature. Again, nice rag paper. So those I put all in the back of this pocket. And then I created a large, sorry for the glare, I created a large acetate pocket. I've added just a little applique from one of Nery's laces. This opens from the top. And I made a very large tag to go inside, or journaling card. I did put a place on the back for journaling. This is one of my collage papers in one of my kits. I'm sorry, I don't remember which one. But it's two, let's see if I can get this open. There we go. It's two pieces. Can you see that? It's two pieces of acetate. And then I've bound them together with this paper. And My fingers are slow. And then that just slips right in there. Let's get rid of that glare and stick that back in the pocket. Then I made another pocket with a die cut, and I added some acetate in there. I sewed around the 3 edges. I don't know if you can see that. That might be blurry. I better take it back. And that is the back of it. Inside, I did a little journaling area. This opens up for journaling. This is a collage, a little collage I created on the front with an image from my kit Ode to Neutral. This is Ruby and Pearl, and a piece of my vintage lace. I added this tab at the top so you could pull it out of the pocket. And then on the back there is a little pocket and some French book page. And that just slips right in there. Then I created this pocket, collage the front. This is Roxy Creations, I think. Added a label. And this has hinges on it so that you can just glue the hinges to a page and have a pocket that's not real tight to the page. I've created a couple of collaged tags. These had been, I cut these out of a master board, and after I'd cut this one, I had added the some seam binding and a little bit of trim. And over here is just a little piece of sari silk and just a very little piece of embossed paper. And those are the backs. Let's see, what else do I have over here in my pile? I have some pockets. Oh, wait a minute. I have this little tablet, I guess you would call it. It opens up, and I've put just all kinds of different papers in it. There's some braille paper and some lined paper and some coffee stained paper. This is from a music sheet, some straw paper. So, and then this just tucks into this little embossed circle. And I put a little embroidered butterfly on it. That is the back. That's chapter 1. This is chapter 1 paper. So there's that. And then I made some of these kind of pockets. This is just a folded pocket that I did out of actually it's a piece of stationery that I had printed. I sell a little bit of stationery in my shop, and I do want to add more. But this was, you know, when you're creating digitals, and I'm sure you've heard other digitals designers say this, but when you're creating digitals, you print a lot of digitals, because I don't release a digital kit until it meets my satisfaction, and I'm usually pretty picky when it comes to that. So if I print something and I see anything in it that doesn't look right, I go back and I make corrections, whatever those corrections need to be, and then I print it again. So this was just a piece of stationery, and the way I folded it, so you can have a pocket there, and you can have a pocket there, and you can have 1 or 2 pockets there, and a pocket on the back. This is the same, except I used some music paper, some vintage music paper for this pocket. This pocket, I used some decorative paper. I'm thinking this is Ruby and Pearl, but it's the same thing. It's just the way I folded it to make a pocket. There's a pocket on the back. And then I tucked in a stack of tickets and stamps. So I just tucked those right in that pocket. Let me leave that out a minute. These are excuse me, these are pockets from one of my kits, and I'm sorry, I just, I can't remember which kits they're from. But, you know, if you ever see anything in any of my videos that you want to know where something came from, if you give me a timestamp off the video, I can go right to that part of the video and do my very best to get an answer for you. So these all just have hinges on them, ready to glue to a journal page. Okay, I don't want to, let me stick this back here. I think it's safer. Okay, and then the last part of the items in this front part of the kit, or the inside of the kit, there is a strip of tickets, vintage tickets. There is a 1944 authentic letter, and it does have, I'm not going to take it out, it does have a letter. It has a letter inside. There are two authentic, well, this is a postcard, and there's no date on it. Looks like someone may have even cut it and added a stamp. This is more like, I guess, a greeting card, a vintage greeting card. It just opens up like so, with a sweet message and some sweet bluebirds. And this actually could be opened and used as a journaling page. And I loved, I've been saving this. These flowers are embossed. I can feel them. You probably can't see them, but I can feel that they're embossed. So I finally said, okay, let it go, let it go. Okay, I can't. I'm getting hung up on the pockets, so let's just do that and do that. Here is a French something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. No clue. This is 1965, something from a railroad company. This is some vintage. They are 1930, early 1930, 1931, vintage book page, English. And then this is just some vintage note paper. And then this has a feel of almost like glassine. It's very slick on the back and then papery on the front, so I'm not sure exactly. But it's got some stripes in it, and I think it's very pretty. I've got a few of these left. And then just some decorative papers. I believe that's Ruby and Pearl, some of her wallpaper collection. Here's another little single signature from one of the French antique books. And then a dictionary page that I did some watercolor doodles on. So those all just slip inside. I have a string. I would like to snip it while I remember. So on the back there is a lace pocket. And then I created a paper bag out of some craft colored deli wrap paper. And this is an image from Sam Poole Designs. And what I did was I printed it in black and white and then ran the deli paper through my printer and made this sweet little brown paper bag. Inside the bag, I've just tucked a variety of fun things. We have some journaling cards. I believe these are, I think these are from one of my kits. There is some embossed handmade paper. I'm sorry, am I too close? There you go. You can see the raised polka dots. I've got 2 of these embossed frames. It's always hard to see. The embossing on this is hard to see in the camera. Just a die cut rose. And then here's another die cut piece. I've got a guest check. Just a piece of thin cardstock that I stamped with one of Lorna from Tailor Made Journals, one of Lorna's beautiful stamps, and then I embossed it with some gold embossing powder. And then here's just another little, like a die cut frame. Actually, it could go either way, doesn't matter. And then this is a little die cut file folder, and I've covered the inside with a page from an 1800s encyclopedia, and this is from one of my tall skinny kits. I just cut one of the pages apart that I had in my folder. Here's a tag from one of my kits, and another tag, just ready for you to do whatever you want with it. Here is another file folder that I have not folded, so you can do whatever you like with it, and then fold it for your file folder shape. That's what I'm trying to say. And then this is in one of my kits. This is just one of those foldable tags, so you can have an image on both sides, or you can glue it together. You can fold it and leave it open for a writing spot, or you can cut them apart and have 2 separate tags. I'm not going to put them back in on camera. That's what's in the brown bag. And then in this glassine envelope, I've tied it up with some pretty, some aged seam binding. Pretty color. And, excuse me while I take a sip of water. Inside here, I have another little glassine bag. I've held it together with a little washi tape. And I'm not going to open it because inside it's full of labels. And I tied those up with a little thin ribbon. So there's all different kinds of labels in there. And then the images, oops, I guess I stuck in 2 more pieces of authentic ephemera. There is something on the back of that one. This is just the print coming through. And so, let's see, we've got images. That's from my Ode to Neutral kit. This I love. I love all of them. I wouldn't put them in there if I didn't love them. Because, like I said, these were all pieces that I found in my bins and folders. Things that I've cut apart, things that I considered using myself. So there is nothing in this kit, I can honestly say, that I don't love, because I don't work with things I don't love. Life is too short for that. So I'm just trying to go through these quickly so you can see each of the images. Some of these are from Ruby and Pearl. A couple of them are mine. I think there are a couple from Adamo Prints. If I've forgotten anyone, it's my bad memory, and I apologize. This one's upside down. I love this one. I've used it more than once. So those are the images that are in this glassine envelope along with these labels. That's it. That is the ephemera pack. And like I said, when you see this video, it will be listed in my Etsy shop. So I'm going to say thank you. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the beautiful comments. And yeah, that's it. You guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.